like a thief in the night. Okay, welcome back. Avi Kamiansky. Nice to have you back. And your coffee? No coffee? Okay. So,
Before. Oh, no, not again. No, I was in work.
You need to talk a little loud because it's
I have to talk loud. Oh, and I have no,
coffee, yeah?
no.
No, I took it with him.
He took it with him. Okay, so we'll speak up a bit.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. The computer's not going on. See?
We have computer issues. Lenovo is not doing its job. Hold on.
It's a PC. It's a
It's
PC.
not
What do
going
you
on.
expect?
It's not turning on. Our techie.
I can't believe you have something like this.
This is really good for conference rooms.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, let's get going so we can make up the time that we lost the first day. Again.
Nicer.
Okay, we're in the middle of discussing. Rava made a statement. Let's throw you guys back into this. Yeah, we're on Daf Kufla Midvav Amid Aleph, the very top, 5 words in, Meiser. We're in the middle of discussing. Rava said that Rav Elai, even though he held that in general, by Matnas Kahuna, when you are shutafim with something, then you are pater from giving those matanos. There are certain instances, not only Matnas Kahuna, but mainly Matnas Kahuna, he threw in Mezuzah as well, certain instances where you're going to be chayav in these matanos, even if you are a shutaf. And we're in the middle of listing...
With another Jew.
With another Jew, correct. Not with a guy, with another Jew. And we're in the middle of listing various different matanos, and mitzvos for that matter, that Rava holds, Rav Elai agrees, that you're going to be pater, you're going to be chayiv in giving these matanos, even though you're a shutaf. Okay? So the next one we're listing is at the top of the Amud, Kufla Midvav Amid Aleph. Rava says Rav Elai would be modeh in Meiser. And this is again following the same setup, the same arrangement. In Meiser, Afa Gav Dechsiv Meiser Degancha, even though the pasuk says Meiser Degancha, and now mashmas of that, since it's singular, is dilach in the shutfus lo, only if it belongs to you. Nevertheless, kasav rachmana ma'as roseichem, in plural. Since it says ma'as roseichem, that's to be mechayev shutfim. Ask the obvious question, the Gemara asked the obvious question, if that's the case, so why do you write degancha? Ela meiser degancha l'may asa, and we're going to follow the same formula we saw on kuflam and hayam and beis. Limute shutfus loive kochavim. The gancha, and not like Mr. Kornbluth just pointed out, when you're a shutaf with a guy, then indeed you're pater for meiser. But when you're a shutaf with a yid, then you are chayiv meiser. We learned that from the word masro seichem. Next, matanos. In matanos as well, Rav Elai holds that when you are a shutaf in the matanos, you're going to be chayiv. Afagav de kasav rachmana v'nasan ve'ika lemeimar yalaf nesina mireshis hagez. Let's learn Nesina Mereshis Hagez. Mala halan de shut for sloi, avkan de shut for sloi. Just like by Reshis Hagez, we learned that by a shutaf you are a pater if you are a shutaf. Who adin hacha. Similarly here, we'll say that the mataris you're pater because of Xer Shava. Says the Gemara, Kasav Rachmana me'es zovchei hazevach, plural. Wow. Thank you, Avi Kamiansky.
Whoa,
Wait. Let's let Ellie get someone out. Look at that platter of coffee. It's unbelievable.
Maybe to the Chicago boys to bring all these crazy things. Holy cow.
Thank you. Yeah.
They got those as well.
The Chicago Chevra.
They got the rubber.
Phew! You're going to retire in a minute, you're sure. You're not going to kick back. Nothing to do. All we need now is a barista. Okay. Let's start again with Matanos. Sorry. Let's start again and we'll speak. Matanos. Afagav de kasavachmana v'nasan. Even though the pasuk says v'nasan. Ve'ika l'meimer yalaf nesina mereshis hagez. Let's learn the nesina of Matanos from the nesina of Reshis Hagez. And what did we learn by Reshis Hagez, Rabbi Isai? When you're a shutaf for Reshis Hagez, you are pater. Mala halan de shut for sloi, avkan de shut for sloi. Nevertheless, kasav rachmana me'ez zoivchei hazevach, plural. So zovchei hazevach means plural, means if you are a shutaf in the zvicha of the zebach, and that's referring to the matnas kuna, you're going to be chayav. Ask the Gemara, wait a minute. Ela taima the kasher v'achmana mezov chazevach. You're telling me that the reason you're chayav is because we have a limud of zov chazevach. Halav hachi. If not for those words of zov chazevach, havamin oleilif mereshis agez, then you would have learned from Reshis agez. I'll tell you just the opposite. Adraba, neilif mitruma. Why don't we learn from Truma? And if you recall, we said yesterday that Rashi, I misquoted, I said it's in Baba Comments in Yevamos. Rashi in Yevamos says, whenever you have a limud and you can learn it lekula or lechumra, our default choice is to learn lechumra. So if we can have a limud from Truma lechumra, that just like by Truma, shutafim are chayev, who would in hacha shutafim are chayev. So then why do you need the words me'ezov chayazevach? Says the Gemara, inachanami, you're right. So why do I have the words me'ez zov chayazevach? And this is a din that we saw earlier in the Maseches a few daf ago. Damarava hadim im hatabach. The kohen has the right to come to the tabach. The kohen has the right to come to the sheichet to collect his matanos. Next, bikurim. Bikurim. Rabbi Lai agrees that by bikurim, shutafim are going to be chayav. Afagav dichsiv artzecha, and artzecha means didcha in the shutfus loy, kasav rachmana bikure kol asher be'artsam, yeah, which is plural. I mean, shutafim are going to be chayev. Ela artzecha lamali. So why do I have the word artzecha singular? Limute chutz laaretz. To be ma'id chutz laaretz. So this is very interesting. You see here that there's a havamina that bikurim in chutz laaretz is going to be chayev. Taisus asks, why? It's a mitzvah says kluyas ba'aretz. Look at Taisus. Ela artzecha lamali limute chutz laaretz. Af agav the mitzvah kluya ba'aretz. Yeah. So why on earth would you think to be chayev? What's even the havamina? Mikol makom itzrich limute mishum de iskish lebasar bechalav bechad kra. Since this mitzvah is in the same pasuk as basar b'chalav, and basar b'chalav applies even in chutz laaretz, we would think this is a special limud by, even though you would think it's just related to the aretz. Kamash one, the pasuk is telling you, no, it's connected to basar b'chalav to be mechayiv you everywhere. So we need a special limud by bikurim to tell you that it's only shaykh in Eretz Yisrael. Fascinating.
Maybe basar b'chalav is not.
Maybe basar b'chalav is not mechayiv in Eretz Yisrael.
In chutz laaretz.
Right. Yeah, I know some people that hold that.
It's not.
Exactly. We won't say who said that.
No. I would say I'm a chicken.
Chicken
It's only their money. Okay.
Can't eat a cheeseburger?
Depends on the
Oh, you want
level of
chicken cordon bleu? Chicken cordon bleu.
Who is that?
Yes, someone very nice.
Tzitzis. Says the Gemara, tzitzis. Again, here Rav Eli says, shutafim are going to be chayev in the mitzvah of tzitzis. You and I own a beged of four corners. Do you and I together have the chiyuv to put on the four corners on this tzitzis or not? Tzitzis, afagav, because of Rachmana ksuscha, and suscha is singular, so didcha in the shutfus law, you would think only if I own it by myself, I'm chayev, but if I own it with a partner, we'll be pater. Because of Rachmana, al kanfei big day hem l'darosam. So why is the singular in tzitzis? What's it coming to teach me? Like Rav Yehuda, Damar Rav Yehuda, Tal She'ula Ptura Min Tzitzis Kol Shloishim Yom. When you borrow a tzitzis for 30 days in Achanami and it has four corners, you are not mechuyev to put it on. After 30 days, the Rabbanan instituted, even though they're right, so you still don't have to, the Rabbanan instituted that we're going to make you put on because it looks like you own it, but if you are borrowing tzitzis for 30 days, or beged of four corners, you are not chayev to put on tzitzis.
So a borrowed talus. Somebody goes up to the omelet and he borrows the shul's talus. It's garnished.
Well, over there it's a discussion of
You can't
whether you
even
have to
make
make
a
a
bracha.
bracha or not.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very big discussion. You're right. If you own a piece of it as well or not, because it's the tzibors. But if it's borrowed by somebody else, then you're right. But if we're talking about putting on the tzitzis, putting on the fringes onto the garment.
The chiyuv is on the person, not on the baguette. You're allowed to have the baguette at home.
When you
without-
put on a
You
talus,
can't
you
put
don't
on
put the Makai mitzvah tzitzis, you do it.
When you put
When
what?
you put the talus on, you get an aliyah, you do it. Having a beggar closer to
It's covered.
Yeah, it's not allowed to do mitzvah tzitzis.
So if it's missing a string, you're allowed to wear it?
It's covered up.
No, because there's no covenant in that. It's not
What?
it's not a beged chashuv.
Because it's missing a.
If it's puzzle, you're saying? No, missing one trip is
If it's
impossible,
visible,
but you're
yeah,
saying
it's
puzzle. So then what's the cover there? The whole point is that it's a beged chashuv.
I'll Rob ask a different question. And that is, are you allowed to put on a shul talus,
That's exactly what
cover
you
a
said. You
tivah,
said
if the talus is dirty?
I
Well,
want
so
She
it's-
thinks about it.
I hear.
She says that's a
You should wash it.
major
Be clean.
slight in cover tivah.
I hear that.
Like,
Yeah, the halacha brings down your clothing has to be clean. So kosher can
It's interesting that the halacha about shutfus with the guy is not clear. They ask always, why didn't the Gemara answer here?
Shutfus with the guy.
Shutfus with the guy.
Right.
And the Rekiva Eiger clears the shadow what's the halacha about shutfus
Well.
with the guy? That's it.
What's up? Okay. Makeh. This is an interesting one. This is fascinating. Chazon Ish has a fascinating question on this one. Makeh, putting up a fence. So what do you say? What's the reason we put up a fence around our roof?
so you can't fall off.
You can't fall off.
Halacha.
It's a halacha. Why? Because it's dangerous, right? It's dangerous. You have a chiyuv to watch out that nobody gets hurt. So listen to this one. This is interesting, and look what the Chazon Ish derives from this piece. Makeh af agav de kasav achmana legagecha didcha in the shit for slow. There's a havamina that the Gemara, that the Torah is only mechayiv you if you own that roof by yourself. But if you own it with a shut, if you're pater, because it says legagecha singular, kasav achmana kipol hanoifel mimeno. Anything that's possible for you to fall off of, you have to close up with a makeh. Yeah, meaning even if it belongs to shutfim. So again, the obvious question: Ela gagecha lemay asa. So what's the singular for? What does the singular come to teach you? Limute bate knesios u bate midrashos. And this is the maskana. Meaning, when it comes to shuls, base knesses and base medrash, you're a putter from the mitzvah of makeh because you don't own it yourself. Everybody owns it. People from outside own it as well. So you're putter from the mitzvah of makeh. Comes a Chazon Ish and says, "Wait a minute, I don't understand." From the whole halacha of makeh, we derive other things that also you have to be careful for. Lo yigadel kelev rab soch beiso. There are other halachas that we derive that you have to be careful about. And miman of shach, if a shul is a dangerous place, then you have to put it up. Yeah, you have to put up a makeh. There are other areas also that are pater for makeh. If the house isn't big enough, if it's not dalid al dalid, or a sar tfachim gova, you also are not chayav. Ask the Chazon Ish. If it's dangerous, then the mitzvah of makeh constitutes that you have to put it up.
Who's you?
Keep on an iPhone. What?
Who's you?
What do you mean it was you?
Who's you? Who's you have to put it up? It's the shul. It's this.
Even if you own a house,
Right.
but doesn't have the requirements of dalid al dalid, you're pater from the mitzvah of makeh.
Right.
Why are you pater? If you own it, you own that house. It's just small. If it's dangerous, you have to put it up. Says the Chazon Ish, the mitzvah of makeh has nothing to do with sakana. It says it's exera. The Torah says you have to put up a makeh.
Like you can't say Al Kansi Port
Rashi says in the Inami,
Easy answer.
Rashi says it's ba'oicha in a base dira. So you can understand that when you're living somewhere, you'll go up on the roof, you start using
Right,
it.
but-
a shul is not a base dira.
Right.
And therefore you're not going to go up
Right.
on the roof. What are
On
you
that,
doing
but
on
on
the
that, the
roof?
Chazon Ish comes and says, you see other areas that
If
are
it gets
based
up there,
here.
then you're going up there.
That's right.
That's what he said, Manav Shach. Why should it be totally on a base hero or not, according to the Chazon Ish is asking. If people use it, if people use the roof, it's a
Yeah,
sakana.
but surely you shouldn't be using it. It's only where it's a base dira.
You shouldn't be
then
using
you-
it. What do you mean? You use a shul.
Even applies on your stairwell. Having a rail
And that's the other question he asked, that you see in homes also,
Incredibly
certain homes
dangerous.
that don't have the size that you're going to be chayav. And on that, from there, he proves that the mitzvah makeh has nothing to do with sakana. It has to do. Torah said there's certain times that you have to put a makeh up. You're right, that memela it's a sakana, so we learn other
Stairways
sakanas.
don't
But
do
there's
it.
certain places that are pater. I thought that was fascinating. Okay, let's go. Friday. Amar Bibi Bar Abaye. Now comes along with Bibi Bar Abaye, and he challenges all of Rava's concept. Rava came along, let's just get this clear. Rava came along, and Rava said, Melech Bibi, that's very funny. Okay. Rava came along, and Rava said that Rav Ilai agreed in certain instances that when you're a shutaf, you're going to be chayiv. Even though b'derech klal you're pater, you're going to be chayiv. Comes along with Bibi Bar Abaye, leis nuhu lahani klali. He's wrong. No, Rava's incorrect. It's not true. Rav Bibi Bar Abaye never holds that you're going to be chayiv when you are a shutaf. When you are a shutaf with somebody else, you are always going to be pater from the manas kahuna, from all these other mitzvahs. The Tanya, how do I know? Behemas hashutfin chayeves bebachayra. Ravilai Paitra, very clear brisa. Ravilai Paters a behemas b'chayra. My time at the Ravilai. How come? Karcha v'tzaynecha. It says yours individually. Avahaksiv karchem v'tzaynechem. What does that mean? Says Rabbi Bar Abaye, the Kulu Leisrael. No, that just means to say that everybody has a chiyuv of b'chayra, but it's not to teach you behemoth shutfin are chayev. Okay, and he argues with all of Rava's premise.
The whole lot we've just had.
The whole lot we've just had. Rabbi Bar Abaye says, nix it all. It's not true. Ravi Leah never was mechayev when you are a partner. When you're a partner, you are a pater according to Rav period. And furthermore, Rav Chanina Misura says the same thing. Rav Chanina Misura also takes issue with Rava, and he says, Les nulali klali. He doesn't hold of all of these klalim that Rava brought down. Tanya, behemas hashutfin, chayeves b'matanos. A behema of shutafim achayev b'matanos. Yeah? V'ravilai, paiter. Ravilai paters, behemas hashutfin. My taima, what's the reason? Nesina, mireisha sagez. He learns the Nesina Parashas Agez. Ma lahalan the shutfus loy. We learn Parashas Agez according to Rav at least according to one Jew Rav loy. Afkan the shutfus loy. Ve'i salkadata. Listen to this thinking. Ve'i salkadatach bitruma mechayev. And if you want to say that Rav was mechayev shutfin in truma, nelif Nesina mitruma. Then let's learn from Truma, because remember, again, back to our klal. When you have a limud to learn lekula or lechumra, you always pick the lechumra. If he didn't pick the lechumra, that means he doesn't hold that that's a chumra. That means even by Truma he holds that you're pater. Very good. Elashmamina, betruma nami poiter. Now the Gemara goes back and says, wait a minute. Okay, so we're going to learn from Truma. Ima Truma. Let's start making connections between Truma. We had three ways that Rav patered. One is that he learned directly from Truma. If we go back a daf, and Amud Aleph, from Amud Aleph, there are three different ways Rav patered shutfas. One of them was learning straight from Truma. So we're going to say, wait, if we're going to learn from Truma that you're pater, then let's learn from Truma other dinim as well. And now the Gemara is going to follow through on a bunch of dinim that say, wait a minute, if we're learning from Truma, if we're learning this from Truma, let's learn other things from Truma as well. Ask the Gemara. Ima Truma ba'aretz in b'chutz la'aretz loy af matanos. Then the matanos of Zor L'chaim and Keva maybe also that's only noeg ba'aretz in b'chutz la'aretz loy. Amar Rav Yossi Mehar. Say it.
In Harbil.
Mina Harbil. In. You're right. In Achanami. Matanos are only chayev in Eretz Yisrael and not in b'chutz la'aretz. Ve'atanya Rav Yomer matanos. Ein noigas ela ba'aretz. V'chana ya Rav Yomer reishis agez ein noig ela ba'aretz. My time adur Rav. What's the reason? Amar Rava yalef nesina mitruma matruma ba'aretz in b'chutz haaretz lo. Reishis agez ba'aretz in b'chutz haaretz lo. So very clearly, you're right. Matanos only chayev in Eretz, just like truma. Amar Abaye. Wait a minute. Let's keep going with this line of thinking. Ima truma toiveles af reishis agez toveles. Truma, we know so long that the truma is still connected and not taken off, it makes the whole thing tevel. Maybe Reishis Agez also will make the whole behema asur and in the concept of tevel. Amar lei, amar krav, Reishis Agez tzoncha titen loy. No, we have a special limud. And l'chabo ela mireishisoi ve'elach. It's always just Reishis Hagez. That's the terminology called Reishis Hagez. There's no such thing as toivel or teveles, that it makes something tevel. It's Reishis Hagez from start to finish. Meaning, your line of thinking is correct. We should be learning from Truma, but we have a special limud by Reishis Hagez. Ask the Gemara.
Because it's not tevel yet until you actually hear it.
No. Just like by Truma, when it's connected and you didn't take the Truma off, it's all tevel. So when it's connected, it should be aser. Special limud, it's not. Ask the Gemara, Ima Truma chayavim ala misa v'chaymesh, af reishis agez chayavim ala misa v'chaymesh. Truma, if you don't take Truma off or eat Truma b'mezid, you're chayav misa. And if b'shoigeg you forget, you're chayav chaymesh on top of the keren you give, maybe by reishis agez as well. Amar Kra, you're right. You're right to make the limud, but we have a special pasuk. Amar Kra v'meisu bo v'yasef alav. Alav v'la reishis agez. Boy, v'loy bereishis hagez. So to cover you on the mezid and the shogeg. Im truma rishon v'sheni acharecha. By Truma, you see, you have Meiser Rishon, you have Meiser Sheni, you have Trumas Meiser, you have all these other Trumos that come along after the first Truma you take off. Afreishis Agez, maybe you think after you take off the first shearing, then from that shearing you have to take off something, and you have to take off a second shearing, and you have to add all sorts of different shearings to take off. Amar Kra, Reishis, En Lechaba, Ela Reishis Belvad. No, just this singular, which again, I'm pointing out, the line of thinking is correct. We can learn from Truma, we should be learning directly, except for all of these halachos, we have special limud in Bareshis Agez, why we're not learning.
All these other traumas only come because there is Ma'aser Rishon. The Levi has to give traumas mice, etc. Here we have no.
Meiser Sheni is a Meiser that you have to take off for yourself. Meiser Ani is a Meiser that you have to take off yourself. So maybe you think by Reishis Agez also. There's a Reishis to the Ani, and not just to the Kayen. Maybe there's a Reishis that you can only use in Yerushalayim.
No, but it means because
And
it's
not just to the
singular,
Kayan.
therefore it means only this gift and not any other.
Correct, that's the answer. Only this. Ima Truma Mechadash Al Yashan. Maybe just like Truma Lai, you can't be Tairem Mechadash Al Yashan. Af Reishis Agez Mechadash Al Yashan Lo. Who adin by Reishis Agez. By the shearings, I can't use old sheep or old wool with new wool. Says the Gemara, you're right, V'atanya, hayulo shtei rechelas, gazaz ve'enir. Yeah, you're right, you can't take from old wool on new wool. Ask the Gemara, yes, that's a very interesting halacha. You can't use old wool, last year's sheep, to shear, to cover my Reishis Agez chiyuv on this new wool, just like Truma. Ask the Gemara, wait, we did not learn like that. Vehatanya, we learned in a brisa. Hayilosh rechelos, you had two sheep. Gazaz vehniach. You sheared it and you left it. You left it the way it is. And then the next year you sheared that same sheep again, right? It grows back the wool. So you sheared that same sheep again. Gazaz vehniach, Gazaz vehniach. Shnayim v'shloish shanim. You did that for about 2-3 years. Ein mitzarfos. You can't be mitzaref all that wool to the Reishis Agez. Ask the Gemara, but if you had 5 sheep, like we learned in our Mishnah, you need 5 to do the chiyuv. Hachamesh mitzarfos, meaning our only issue is that it was 2. But not that it was old wool or new wool, that wasn't our issue. So you see, old wool and new wool is not a problem to use. Not like we just said. V'atanya ein mitzarfos, elashma mina, hadar vilai, v'hadar abanan. Yeah, you see from here that Rav Vilai really pottered. It's a machlokas. Yeah. Fine.
And they do combine.
Yeah, Chamesh mitzdarfos. V'atanya ein mitzdarfos. El shlamina. Haravilai haraban. It's a machlokas. Prices, 2 different prices. One say you can be mitzdarf, one say you can't. Ravilai holds that you can. Cannot.
So if he didn't take Reishis Agez from the first shear in the first year, and it comes the second year, and what? He's lost the mitzvah the first year. He's over. He can't compensate for it.
No, but you can only use the wool from that year. You'd have to find. Then you lost it.
Why was it
Right. Because there were only 2. But he's saying if there were 5, because there were only 2 rechelos.
No, there weren't in that quantity.
Right, because there were only 2.
So they never.
No, but he's saying if there were 5 and you never did
5
it.
years and never did it.
5
You're
If you have
saying
5,
If you have 5 sheep, and
5 sheep and
yeah.
you don't have enough quantity of wool,
For sure.
then there's no
Right,
years.
right.
So he wants to
That-
build up
that's
the
the same.
quantity for different years. Doesn't work. Because he doesn't
well, it doesn't work or it doesn't
He
matter.
doesn't cut out.
It is no chiyuv. The chiyuv is only from that year's wool. That year's wool is what's mechayev. According to Avilai, Chachamim argued. Chachamim say that you
So
could
this
add on.
is your grey wool, white wool.
Oh, we're going to get there in a second. Ask the Gemara. Very good. Thank you. I got that sign. I got that. Ima truma gada b'chiyuv chayev gada b'ptur ptur. Reishis Agez nami gada b'chiyuv chayev gada b'ptur ptur. Maybe let's learn like truma. Just like truma, if it's gada b'chiyuv, then you're chayev to give truma. If it's gadol b'ftur, what's a case of truma gadol b'ftur? If a guy owns it. If a guy owns, a guy owns, what?
Field.
Yeah, a field, yeah. And it's gadol b'ftur, and then you buy it off him, you have no chiyuv truma. It's only if it grows in your chiyuv. Yeah, so, in ma truma.
Only when it grows in your ownership.
In your ownership, correct.
Then
Then it gets the chiyuv of truma. Right? So maybe we'll say who didn't buy Reishis Agez. Agado b'chayev chayev, gado b'tur. If I don't own the sheep and it grows the wool and then I buy the sheep, I'll be patur from the mitzvah of Reishis Agez. Only if I own the sheep and it grows, am I going to be chayev? Ask the Gemara, how do we know that din by Truma? V'gabei Truma minalan, the Tanya. Yisrael shalakach sada b'Surya. Yisrael that took land in Syria. Yeah, Rashi points out that Syria is an area that, Aram Tova is an area that when the guy owns it, he could be mafkia the first kedusha, so he could be mafkia the chiyuv of the land on truma. So now the guy owns it, and now there's no chiyuv truma. So now Yisrael comes along and he takes the field. Yisrael shalaka sada b'Surya me'ovid kochavim. So now is he chayev in the mitzvah of truma? Well, that depends. Ad shelo hivia shlish. If I took this field before it grew a third of its growth, then the chiyuv comes on me. Then I'm chayev in the mitzvah of truma on this field. Chayev. But mishevia shlish, Rabbi Akiva mechayev b'toisefes v'chachamim poitrim. After it grew a third, then Rabbi Akiva is only mechayev in the additional growth, and chachamim pater in ganzen. So you see that if it didn't grow in my rishos, I'm pater certainly on the first third. Yeah, so you see by Truma, if it doesn't grow in my Rishos, Haggadol b'ftur, Potter. Why don't we say the same thing by Reishis Agez? V'chitei mahachanami, maybe we'll say the same thing by Reishis Agez, v'hatanan. The Mishnah said, Halokeach gez tzoin oivet kochavim, Potter mereishis Agez. If I take the wool of an oivet kochavim, you're right, I'm Potter from Reishis Agez, and that we learned already because you have to own it. Hatzono ligzos, chayav, yeah? But if I buy the whole sheep, not just the wool, if I buy the whole sheep and I want to shear it, I'm going to be chayev. Wait a minute, I don't understand. If I buy the whole sheep, where did that wool grow? It grew in the goy's rishus. So I should be potter. You see chayev. Says the Gemara, there's an answer you guys are going to love. You're right. Amas nisin. You're like your Rabbi Lai. You're right. This Mishnah is not like Rabbi Lai. This halacha in the Mishnah is not like Rabbi Lai. Rabbi Lai holds Taki you'd be potter, just like Truma, because he's learning everything from Truma. And this halacha is not like Rabbi Lai. It doesn't follow Rabbi Lai. Okay, we're doing great. Next. Ima Truma. No, I didn't mean to say I'm doing great. I meant saying time-wise, we're doing great. Okay.
Second.
Ima Truma. Mimin al she'eno mino. By truma, you can't take meiser, you can't take truma on one min to another min. It all has to be the same min, and not just the same min, but even the same colors, right? Red apples, green apples. You can't take truma from the red apples onto the green apples. Red apples, levad, green apples, levad, everything separate. Af reishis hagez mimin al sheino mino lo. We should say the same thing by Reishis Agez. Ask the Gemara, how do we know that by Truma? How do we know that you don't take Truma on it? The Tanya, Bryce says, you had two types of figs, black and white. Or, two types of wheat stalks. Ein tormim u'maisrim mizeh alzeh. Rav Yitzchak mishum Rabbi Lai, Beisham emim ein tormim, Beisil emim tormim. So af reishis agez mimin al sheinu minoi loy. Says the Gemara, you're right. You can't do mimin al sheinu mino. And what's my proof? V'hatanan hayu lo beis mina our Gemara. Our Mishnah, hayu lo beis mina shchufos ulevanois. You have two types of wool. Oh, nice.
I don't know if it'll work.
All right, we'll see. A little flash sign on there. Okay. Hayulo beis minim shchufos ulevanois. You have two types of sheep. Ones with gray wool and ones with white wool. Machar loy shchufos. I sold him the gray wool and not the white wool. Each one gives his own chiyuv of Reishis Agez. You don't mix and match them. Elamata seifa. So you see from here, when you have two different minim, Rabbi Yisai, right? If you have two different minim, you can't use one onto the other. That's what you see from our Mishnah, right? From the gray wool and the white wool. Ask the Gemara, that's not a very good proof. That doesn't show me two different types of minim. Why? Because right after that, we brought another case. We brought a case of male and female. And male and female, even though you and I may call them different breeds, right? The Gemara understands that it's all still the same breed. There's still one min, yeah? We're all still the same, in the same species, even though you might think not, especially Pesach time, right? But we're all in the same species. Says the Gemara, Elameata, yeah, gender. Let's strike that statement. Strike that from the record, please. Elameata, Seifa diktani scharim, avalon nekevos, zin noisen la'atzma, zin noisen la'atzma, hachanami mishum detrain, mine minu. What are you going to tell me? That's because that's two different minim. Scharim and nekevos are not considered two different minim. It's all in the same general category of being, human being. Ela eitza toiva kamashmalan, the leisiv lei, Mahai derakich or mahai deishan. What the Gemara is coming to tell you is when you have a choice of what type of wool you want to give, you want to buy from somebody also some bad wool, also the harder wool, the wool from the male sheep. The female sheep's wool is very, very soft. The Gemara, the Mishnah is coming to tell you, by the way, buy some wool from the female sheep, from the male sheep. This way, when you have the mitzvah of giza, of shearing, and you have to give to the kohen, you can be yoytz to that by shearing the male's one, the harder one, and then you can have the softer wool for yourself. Yeah, good Egyptian wool, keep for yourself. Achanami, it's a type of kamashmalan, the leisiv le mitarvayo, that you should give from both.
Egyptian.
Fine. So that's a kasha. Says the what? Yeah, Egyptian cotton, not Egyptian wool, right? Egyptian cotton. Okay. Kimul Nasisin de like Rav Eli, says the Gemara. We already learned. Not like Rav Eli. Our Mishnah, that halach is also not like Eli. Fine. Ima Truma, another try. Let's learn from Truma. Again, let's draw these comparisons. Ima Truma being and Rashis Shishia Nikarim. A person that comes along and says, I want to be very magnanimous, and I would like to give not just a Truma, not only a percentage of my field to the Kayan. Yes, can you shear the whole animal and take all the wool and give it to the Kayan and say, Mr. Kayan, here's all the wool. Even though we said there's only a certain amount you have to give to the Kayan, you're feeling very large today and you want to give the Kayan all the wool. Can you give the Kayan all of the wool? Or does it follow the same formula as Truma? Just like Truma, you have to leave off some of the field and only give a percentage. Rashis Agez, I have to leave off some wool for myself and give a percentage. Says the Gemara, you're right, since we're learning from Truma, the halacha is the same. I cannot shear the whole sheep and give all of the wool to the Kayan. I have to leave some off, so I'm showing a piece I'm giving to the Kayan, the rest I'm keeping for myself. And then you can do whatever you want with it, or you can give it, but not beged the Rashis Hagez. Says the Gemara in Vatanan, I'll prove it to you. Ha'omer, called Garni Truma, v'cholisasi chala. If somebody says, my whole Garin is Truma, or my whole Isa, my whole dough is chala, yeah, loy amar klum. Ha'kol gazai rashis, dvar kayamim. V'tani idach loy amar klum. Yeah, we have two brises. One says it works, one says it doesn't work. And Allah Shmamina, Haravilai, Harabanan Shmamina. Ravilai is the number that says, no, you can't do that. Just like by Truma, you can't do that. By Rashis Agez, you can't do that. Chachamim argue. Chachamim say, yes, you could take all of your Rashis Agez, you could shear the whole animal, give it to the Kayan, no problem. But that's Chachamim, not Ravilai. Okay? All of this is still following these two mandarmim that argued on Rava, right? Rava said Ravilai sometimes Mechayev B'Shutfus. Came along these two mandramim and say, no, Rav Eli is never mechayev b'shutfus. Fine. Next. Amar Rav Nachman, yeah, new Inyan. Listen to this, okay? We're changing gears now. Amar Rav Nachman by Yitzchak, Ha'idna, nowadays, Nahug Alma Kahani Telas. Nowadays, we paskin like three different psak halachas. What are the three psak halachas that we paskin like? Kani Klas Savi, like these three elders, yes, Canaan. Kiravilai, Bereshis Agez. We paskin like Rabilai by Rashis Agez, namely in which halacha, Titania, Rabilai Aimer, Rashis Agez, Enonog Ela Ba'aretz, which was a big chiddush, right? We saw Rashis Agez only is in Eretz Yisrael. And we paskin Ukra Rav Yehuda ben Beseira b'divrei Torah, and we paskin like Rav Yehuda ben Beseira when it comes to divrei Torah, namely, Titania Rav Yehuda ben Beseira Aimer, ein divrei Torah mekablim tuma, and therefore anyone, even someone Tameh, even a Baal Keri can learn Torah. And we pass him like Rav Oishia bekilayim. Rav Oishia has a fascinating din when it comes to kilaya kerem. Rav Oishia says, "Getani Rav Oishia Omer la'olam ein chayev ad sheyizra chita v'seora v'chartan b'mapoles yad." He learns the pasuk in a very interesting way. Rav Yoshia learns that to be over the Isser of Kilayim, there had to have been already a Kilayim situation in the ground, and then you added a third seed. So according to Yoshia, to be Chayev in Kilaya Kerem specifically, to be over the Isser of Kilayim, you have to have 3 seeds together. Yeah? You have to have 2 seeds that are already in the field, and then a third, or you putting in 3 specifically. That's what Yoshia learns, and Rav Nachman Yitzchak says that's how the oilam is paskins. Fine. Next, we saw in the Mishnah, going back to the Mishnah.
Is that
how we paskin? I don't think so. No. Okay, nice try. Okay.
There's a little.
Yeah.
There's a ram over
Yeah,
there.
that has a ram there. Okay, maybe. Yeah.
Hey, Al.
Take a look. Not that I know.
Shochan.
Chomer b'zrov l'chaim and keva we said in the Mishnah. Now we wanted to say the chomer b'reishis hagez over l'chaim and keva. There are certain chumras that you find in reishis hagez that don't apply to the matanos of zrov l'chaim and keva. Ask the Gemara, why don't we list one of the chumras of reishis hagez over zrov l'chaim and keva as follows? V'listni chomer b'reishis hagez shenoheg b'treifos. Reishis hagez is noeg by a treifa, and it's not noeg by the matanos. Well, why don't we list that in the Mishnah? In the Mishnah, we listed different chumras of different matanos. You have a chumrah of the matanos over reishis hagez, and then there's certain chumras of reishis hagez over the matanos. Why don't we list one of the chumras of reishis hagez over the matanos that reishis hagez is shayach by treifa, and the matanos are not. Mashein came by matanos. What?
It's not shaykh.
Well, what's that shayach?
If the animal's a treifa, well, you can give the kohen treifas to it.
Maybe maybe it's mutter b'ana. Let him use it b'ana.
The other way around. He doesn't mind taking the wool.
Sorry?
He doesn't mind taking the wool.
Yeah, exactly. So the mother's shot there is not.
That's what I'm saying. The matanos is not shayach. I'm saying maybe he could use it in other formats. Amar Ravina Hamani Reb Shimon. You're right. This piece of the Mishnah was really shayach to Reb Shimon. The Tanya Reb Shimon Paiter is a treifas mereishis hagez. The answer is because Reb Shimon holds by reishis hagez. There's no chiyuv. There's no chiyuv when the tzon is a treifa. My time of the Reb Shimon. What's the reason? Yalaf Nesina mi matanos. You know where he learns from? Matanos. Ma matanos treifa loy. Af reishis hagez. Nami treifa loy. Ask the Gemara, wait a minute. The Yalaf Nesina min matanos. Well, let's start. Leilaf Nesina mi truma. Ma truma ba'aritzin b'chutz haaretz loy. Af reishis hagez nami ba'aritzin b'chutz haaretz loy. Alama tanan reishis hagez noeg ba'aretz u'b'chutz haaretz. Oh, good kasha. Ella hainu taimad Reb Shimon the Yalaf son mi meiser. The reason Reb Shimon patters treifos by reishis hagez is he learns son from meiser. Ma meiser, a meiser behema we're talking about, right? Every 10th animal that goes through your flock, you smack with the red sikra, and that becomes meiser behema. Yeah, goes to the kayan. Son mi meiser. My meiser treifa lo, afreishis hagez treifa loy. V'hasam min alan. How do I know by meiser that a treifa is not chayiv in meiser? Dichsiv kol asher yavor tachas hashevet. Prat letreifa she'eno veres. A treifa doesn't walk because if its ankle is broken, it can't walk past the shevet. So a treifa, we learn treifos are pater from meiser. So just like the treifa is pater, we learn son huadin reishis hagez. That's his limud. Ask the Gemara, v'leilif son mi bechor. We also have the word son by bechor, and by bechor a treifa is chayiv. If you have a bechor treifa, still have to give it to the kohen. Yeah, ma bechor afilu treifa reishis hagez. Also afilu treifa. Says the Gemara, no, I have amounts. Mistabra min meiser havelei lemelech. It's better to learn from meiser. Why? Because I have many similarities between meiser and reishis hagez. What are the similarities between meiser and reishis hagez? And here there's an amazing Rashi, really goes through all these similarities. It lists off 7 similarities between meiser and reishis hagez. We'll say them, and then we can look in Rashi. He'll be mefaret them. Scharim, yeah, reishis hagez and Meiser are not shaykh only to Scharim as opposed to Bechor. Bechor is only by Scharim. Tmeim, Tmeim is by Reishis Agez and Meiser, not by Bechora. Merubim, Reishis Agez and Meiser is only shaykh when you have many, not by Bechora. Bechora is only one. Mirechem, Bechora is Kadosh Mirechem. The other two are not. Adam, you find another type of Bechor called Bechor Adam. You don't find such a thing by Meiser and Reishis Agez. You don't shear any people, even though you'd like to shear your children's hair sometimes. Pashut, Bechor and Meiser have the din of Pashut. Bechor doesn't. Meiser and Reishis Agez does. Lifnei, the only Shayach, Bizman Beis HaMikdash, and not Bizman Beis HaMikdash. Bechor is only Bizman Beis HaMikdash. Lifnei HaDibor. Lifnei HaDibor. Lifnei HaDibor is before Har Sinai. You find Bechor before Har Sinai. You don't find that by Reishis Agez and Meiser. Says the Gemara. So you see 7 similarities, and that's why I'll learn from Meiser. Says the Gemara, Adarabba, mi Bechor havilei lemelech. Let's learn from Bechor. Why? Because it has more similarities. What are they? Yasom. If the animal dies, I'll learn from Bechor and not from Meiser. If the animal dies, you're still chayiv in Bechora and in Reishis Agez. Meiser, you're not. Shelakhu, Shutfos, Nasnu. Any of these cases of Kinyanim, are not shaykh by Meiser. They are shaykh by Bechor and Reishis Agez. Bifnei, it's shaykh by whether there is or isn't Beis HaMikdash. Kohen, it's shaykh, it goes to Kohen. One more similarity, 2 more similarities. B'kedusha, Bechor, you don't have to be Makdish, and Gez also you don't have to be Makdish. It's already shaykh, that kedusha before. Meiser, you have to be Makdish, you have to hit it with the Chut Sikra, and Mechira. So you have more similarities. 8, the Hanach Nefishin. So why don't we learn from Bechora? Why are you telling me that you learned from Meiser? Says the Gemara, you're right. But there's one similarity in the first set that's very, very chashuv. And that's why I choose to learn from the first set. Pashat mi pashat adiflei. The biggest similarity is that they're both pshutim, they don't have kedusha. The etzem, Bechora has kedusha, so I choose to learn Reishis against the Meiser, not from Bechora. Have a great day.
Thank you very much.